Today I bring you some really good news. Not only is Tesla stock up 5% as I'm recording right now because the whole market is up because of the tariffs, but also there's actually some really good, I would say personally, big news for Tesla stock. There's something huge brewing at Tesla right now at this moment. And if you like seeing Tesla stock up 5% in a single day, and if you like me delivering Tesla stock news to you, please click on that like button right now. Also, I have never felt so much love from all of you guys. This got 288 reposts, almost 1,000 likes. I feel so much love from all of you guys. I will definitely continue posting videos. And I will post my new increased Tesla stock price target on X, so make sure that you follow me if you haven't yet. There's a link down below in the description of the video as well as a pinned comment. And now the news. People are now getting FSD v14.1.1, and this actually could be a lot more special than it appears. So Sawyer just went on a 30-minute drive on Tesla's FSD v14.1.1, and the issues from the previous version seem to have been fixed, which were brake stabbing and hesitation. He will go out again tomorrow to confirm, but so far he thought that it's really promising. And AI driver, which really is my #1 source, I would say for how good FSD overall feels, if you're looking for a YouTube video, of course, it's better to have your own Tesla vehicle and test FSD by yourself. But if you're looking for a source where you can actually see how things are progressing, I think the AI driver is by far the best source for that. And brake stabbing and hesitation was basically the only issue that he reported. Everything else was substantially better, basically.
I have had 0 safety critical interventions since installing version 14. And that's not just me, it's everybody that I've spoken to with version 14 installed on their car, all basically saying the same thing. And that's with driving for hours and hours on the most difficult narrow roads that I could possibly find. A lot of humans avoid this area completely because it makes them nervous to drive so close to people. I think for the first time ever, I would feel perfectly comfortable scooching over to the passenger seat and supervising from over there. Like if that was allowed, like they kind of do with the cars in Austin, where the person has some type of switch to control the car, I would totally start filming these videos from the passenger seat. I truly do believe that this is the version that's going to get us to the first level 3 features that Tesla offers, and also probably the version that's going to take the safety monitors out of the passenger seat of the robo-taxis.
Hearing that statement from AI driver was probably one of the most bullish things that I could possibly hear from him. So for me, this is certainly very, very bullish, and this video was very well done. And a big shout out goes to AI driver. He does not hype up Tesla's FSD unless there are very good reasons to do so. So I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here.
This next clip is the closest I have let full self-driving ever get to another vehicle or objects. And I let it go when I normally would have disengaged in the past because it is kind of proven to me through the time that I'm using it that it has the skills to deal with this kind of stuff. But we are inches away from the trash can and inches away from the truck. Absolutely unreal. There's one last example of oncoming traffic that I want to show you just because I thought it was pretty cool. Off to the right, it's just gravel. So we're actually moving off the road completely right now to give room to this Model Y. I know it's kind of difficult to see from this camera view, but we are completely off the road passing them.
However, he did complain quite a bit about brake stabbing. And as we can see from the post from Sawyer, it's not really an issue anymore, but we will double check with other people as well. And then Sawyer did another 40-minute drive using Tesla FSD v14.1.1, which included highways, more urban driving, and multiple destinations, and he didn't experience any major issues or interventions. And he said the way the drive was ended at the supercharger was actually impressive. So let's take a look at what actually happens here. Oh, so far just, okay. There's quite a few people here. And the car is just getting in. Oh, there's one more person. Okay. All right, I can see why he thought that was impressive. That was definitely a lot of people getting in the way. And here's one more person also reporting that everything's pretty much good with this latest version. This was his 3rd drive on this version, actually. Once again, 0 jitteriness or braking problems, going for one more drive to confirm if the V14 seems like it could be going wide soon. Another person, Zach, confirms also that it's way smoother around the edges, zero hesitation, or even felt like it was going to stutter the brakes. So this release actually does feel like a pretty big change. And check this out, after watching an unhealthy amount of Tesla's FSD V14 videos, there's one thought I keep having. Anyone that still thinks Tesla will not solve unsupervised FSD and soon is an idiot. Their opinion is based solely on emotion rather than empirical evidence. So it is very clear that Tesla is actually going to fix all of these braking problems, all of that jerkiness and all of these hesitation issues. However, Chuck Cook still reported some issues like jerkiness in this clip, but looking at so many other people saying that actually for them it's now basically completely fixed, at least from these first few drives. I'm sure that with just a little bit more time and maybe another update or two or a few more updates, quick updates, Tesla is going to fully fix this issue. So I think going forward, if you ever see any hesitation or jerkiness or phantom braking or just brake stabbing issues, not an issue, it's going to be solved. What does matter is that this version seems to be actually quite a bit better in terms of safety and in terms of decision making. And like AI Driver said earlier in his video, this version feels like it's sentient. It feels like it actually thinks and it's calculating everything like a human would. And not just thinking as in just making random decisions that turn out to not be good. No, the decisions that it makes, it's just good. This version actually is good. Now, Omar is also experiencing some of the same issues that Chuck is experiencing with this latest version as well. So there are some people that are still experiencing the jerkiness, but clearly this version is a big improvement over the previous one. And look, this version, it just, it's really smart. If someone is going to back into you, if a ZV 14.1 is smart enough to actually back out of the way, just like this, or, oh, okay. This was pretty interesting. I was gonna block again. Oh, so they're just like testing to see what the car would do. Okay. That's pretty smart. Well, and look, it nails these tests perfectly, I would say. Now, Tesla FSD V14.1.1 has amazing awareness at night, as Omar, even in situations where you can't see well. And in this case, it spotted a pedestrian at 150, so it's coming up before Omar saw the pedestrian. So it should be coming up right about now. What's going on? Oh, okay, right here. Okay. I think because the video is sped up, it didn't look as impressive. But when you drive and this happens and the car stops and you're wondering why you're slowing down, and then you realize it does put you in a state of appreciation that we do have technology like that. Because if someone was just running through the street, just a few moments of noticing that person earlier, it could be the difference between that person being completely healthy and untouched or ending up in a hospital. With Tesla, we are seeing this playbook play out in real time over and over and over again. Tesla says we are going to do this, and the skeptics say they will never do that, and then Tesla does exactly that. They could never make an electric vehicle, and Tesla made a Roadster, and then they say, oh, okay, but you cannot make like an actual vehicle that would be good for families, and then Tesla releases a Model S. And then, oh, you cannot make a car that would be affordable enough for many people to actually buy it, and then Tesla makes a Model 3. And then, oh, but still, electric vehicles are not going to be that popular, and then Tesla makes a Model Y, and then it's the best-selling vehicle in the world. And then they say, oh, FSD saw this autopilot thing, stoplights and stop signs and road signs, intersections, it could never go through these difficult intersections with traffic lights, and then it just does it every single day for me now. And then they say, oh, Tesla could never actually have an operating robotaxi, and then Tesla launches a robotaxi service in Austin. And now they say Tesla cannot scale and they cannot do that in every single city without people being in the vehicles, and then you'll see Tesla will actually do it. So we have seen this play out over and over and over again. Tesla, now we're gonna do this, and then skeptics say they will never do that, and we are right here. And this will keep happening over and over and over again still. Now this is rather interesting. Tesla China VP Grace Howe says the company has begun a production ramp up for Q4 at Giga Shanghai. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, the brothers and sisters of the Shanghai factory are working hard to expand production and sprint at full power so that car owners in China and Asia Pacific can pick up their cars as soon as possible. So that's good news, certainly, I would say. And remember, the previous quarter was actually already a record for Tesla. 497,000 vehicles delivered. So some investors are certainly calling this, this guy is going as far as saying this is extremely bullish. Now, one thing to sort of keep in mind is the Model YL, the large one, is being rammed. So we might want to be a little bit cautiously optimistic about how we interpret this. I am having a very hard time to interpret this in a negative way. It's just how positive is this is the question. And then we need to talk about this because this did affect the whole stock market as well as Tesla stock on Friday. The reason why Tesla stock was down was because of this. Trump says he's putting an extra 100% tariff on China imports and adding export controls on critical software starting November 1st or sooner, depending on any further actions or changes taken by China. The US will impose this tariff over China and above any tariff that they are currently paying. Also, November 1st, we will impose export controls on any and all critical software. But then the president said, I think we will get along with China just fine. I have a great relationship with China. The president of China had a bad moment. I'm not even saying he's wrong, but again, because of the tariffs, it's much tougher for them. And then yesterday, the president of the US posted, don't worry about China, it will be all just fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China. Not heard it. This is the main reason why the stocks are up today. Then we got some more Tesla news here. 2026 Model 3 Premium production has started at Tesla's Fremont factory. The Model 3 Premium includes all black logos, a turn signal stock. That's right. The turn signal stock is coming back to the Model 3. When I got my Model Y, the new one, the turning stock, it's designed so perfectly. I have never driven a car with such a good turning stock design. Like the way you press it and the way it turns off, how long it's on, everything is just perfectly designed with that one. And while the turn signals on the steering wheel were not really that bad, if you're not going through roundabouts, although roundabouts were not actually that bad. I did try roundabouts and they were not that bad. But my main issue with these old turning signals on the steering wheel was you're in a parking lot and you just started the maneuver to turn. And now, once you start turning, if you want to turn on your turn signal, it's going to be too late because you have no idea where that button is. So you had to signal before you make any maneuver, which is normally how you're supposed to drive. However, the thing is, humans are not perfect and we all make mistakes, and many of us have habits. You turn it a little bit, just a tiny little bit, and then you turn on the turning signal, especially in the parking lot where the speed is really slow, and you might just change your mind. You think you're going right, but no, actually you're going left. And now you turned a little bit and now it's too late to turn on the turning signal if you don't have a stock. That's where I complained a lot about no turn signal stock. So this is one of these classic examples where Elon Musk says, if you are not putting parts back in, you have not removed enough parts. So overall, it certainly was annoying for some Tesla owners to not have a turn signal stock. But Tesla is now fixing the issue a little bit. I think they took a little bit too much time, but hey, look, they are now fixing it. Now the question is, are retrofits available for previous model years? And Tesla told Sawyer that they currently have no plans to offer front bumper camera retrofits for existing Model 3 owners, but you can get the turn signal stock retrofit for $600. Ouch, that's a bit expensive. Oh, what is this? Tesla has released a Tron update. Seems like a new visualization mod. The grid has expanded to your Tesla. Tron. Ars update rolling out now. Is that, no, I probably butchered that word very badly. But yeah, basically you get, oh, is this like a game? I have no idea what this is actually. I'm pretty sure I look a little bit embarrassing right now to some people who know what this is. I have no idea what this is, but it does look pretty cool. And oh, with the red lighting, that looks great. Oh, it says here, greetings, programs, transform your vehicle into the light cycle. Okay. This is a cool party trick. You know, one thing that I like about my Tesla, when someone gets in my car, I always have something to show them. Like if they don't have a Tesla, sometimes I just say, just watch this. And then I can make something cool happen, something that they haven't seen. It's just, you can't really do that with other vehicles. We got a few updates from China for Tesla here. Tesla China delivered 169,000 nice vehicles to retail customers in the third quarter of 2025. This is the best number of the 2025 for a single given quarter, I believe, and the fourth highest quarter since entering the Chinese market. Oh yeah, check this out. This is definitely substantially better compared to the previous quarters in China this year. And typically the last quarter is the best. So we'll see if we can even get a better number than this one. So if we deliver 200,000 vehicles domestically within China, that would set a new record. And keep in mind, all of this is happening amid shifting market dynamics and pricing pressures from BYD and others. Tesla is able to maintain its brand strength and production efficiency within China. And remember that Elon said earlier that he doesn't believe that there's any other electric vehicle maker in the world that makes EVs profitably, including BYD and all these Chinese companies. A lot of these Chinese companies, they get a lot of subsidies from the Chinese government because the Chinese government, they want to dominate the EV space. So they are giving a lot of subsidies, cheap loans, etc., to subsidize the industry to hopefully dominate the EV industry worldwide. And normally what you would think would happen in a situation like that, all of the competitors would be annihilated, but Tesla is not annihilated. Tesla is actually doing pretty well in China. And while doing so, Tesla is actually still profitable while all these other companies, supposedly, according to Elon Musk, none of them are making any profits. Also, I know we like to complain about the new cheaper Tesla Model 3 and Model Y versions, but the thing is, these vehicles just got $5,000 cheaper. And if you are a competitor to Tesla, you have a few options right now. Basically, do nothing or try to now compete with Tesla, the Model Y, for example, which is the world's basically most desired vehicle. And now it just got $5,000 cheaper. Now, I know that Tesla no longer has access to the $7,500 EV tax credit, but guess what? The same applies to all other manufacturers as well. It's gone for everyone, not just for Tesla. So it's an even level playing field. And knowing, according to Elon Musk, that none of the EV makers make any profits to begin with, now you're competing with a competitor that just made their cars $5,000 cheaper. Now, of course, these cars got a little bit worse because, you know, they removed some pretty good features. For example, for me, the number one feature that they removed was the suspension. The new suspension from Tesla for the new Model Y and Model 3, oh, it's so good. And in the legacy Model Y, I really did not like the suspension. I mean, I put up with it because the car is fast. The cheaper one is not going to have that good suspension. They also removed the glass roof. But the thing is, if you can't afford the vehicle, and now it's $5,000 cheaper, now you can actually consider. Before, it was just out of your price range. There was no consideration, so you're not getting it. But now, for a lot of people, especially from outside of the US, for some of them, they will be able to afford it for the first time. So if you are a competitor of Tesla, and now you are seeing this whole thing unveil in front of your eyes, your competitor just made the car $5,000 cheaper. They are making it profitably, and probably, I believe personally, Tesla can actually lower the price of these new basic models more because they cut out, I think, more than $5,000 from their expenses with these cheaper models. So you all are looking at this as a competitor and thinking, what do I do now? How do we even compete with this now? Now, I think personally, a much better strategy for Tesla would be to just make a smaller vehicle, not just the same size, but also a smaller vehicle, and compete with a vehicle like a Toyota Corolla directly. I would like Tesla to do that. And in theory, Tesla could do it with a Cybercab. Just put a steering wheel on the vehicle and voila, you got your new, actually more affordable, smaller also model. Now, of course, many Tesla stock investors, we like to defend Elon, that he knows what's the best course of action for Tesla. And I believe that eventually does this even matter, that Tesla doesn't have a new, smaller, actually much more affordable model? As long as Tesla solves full self-driving and makes it safer than human driving in every single city in the US and Canada, where you can have robotaxis without people monitoring the robotaxi inside of these vehicles, as long as we can be basically free of people supervising them from inside the vehicle. As long as Tesla can do that, it doesn't really matter. I would have just preferred that Tesla made a much smaller, or not really a much smaller, but just make a competitor to Toyota Corolla. I think the argument that Elon Musk is usually, he's usually right. In the long term, he is right. But in the short term, sometimes, and when I say the short term, it can be 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4-year timelines. He may not always make the best decisions. And I think we can prove that with the Model Y. Elon did not want to even launch the Model Y. And I think it's a very good thing that Tesla launched the Model Y, which has allowed Tesla to use the profits from the Model Y and fund its FSD development and the bot development and all of these other nice and good things. There's some good news for Tesla from Japan, actually. This is an article from Teslarati. Japan's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism has approved allowing cars to be retrofitted with self-driving features via software updates. According to Japan's largest financial news organization, Tesla can now activate FSD in existing vehicles through over-the-air updates, and testing is already underway on Japanese roads. So this is good, of course. Then, as expected, due to Fed EV credit ending, EV sales volume in the US hits an all-time high in Q3, 438,000 units sold, and that was a significant jump compared to the previous quarter. The Q3 record beat the prior peak set in Q4 of 2024 by nearly 20%. And here are EV pickup truck sales in the US in Q3. Ford F-150 is number 1, Tesla Cybertruck is number 2. And then if you look at the top 10 best-selling EVs in the US, number 1, of course, the Model Y, then Model 3, and then we got a Chevy and Hyundai and Honda. And then Elon actually responded to this: we need to roboticize and reindustrialize. I'm no longer asking, quoting this post, if we lose this, we do not have a future at Ford, says Jim Farley. China added 295,000 industrial robots last year. The US, 34,000. So Elon says, wait until you see what Tesla does with Optimus. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. And with Elon having his compensation package now, I think his focus is to actually fully make the Tesla bot work in the long term. And there, of course, are going to be many hiccups and lots of things like that. But Elon is very serious about this. And I think if there is anyone who can actually pull it off, it's Elon Musk. And I bet on Elon Musk. Elon and Tesla are basically going to one-shot American manufacturing back into glory with Optimus. It will be the turning point that reverses America's manufacturing decline. Cheap robotic labor will replace cheap human labor. Manufacturing cost reduction will increasingly revolve around AI, data power generation, and data center growth. I think that makes sense. And also, SpaceX and Elon Musk are getting ready to launch another Starship test flight, actually later today. And 1 year ago, if you remember, SpaceX successfully caught its super heavy rocket booster in midair on its first try, marking one of the most significant engineering achievements in history. That's Elon Musk for you, everyone. And also, I want to thank everyone. I feel so much love right now. I posted this and I didn't think it would get that much attention. It got 288 reposts, almost 1,000 likes on X. And the account went from about 500 followers to now 1,434. And as promised, therefore, I will post my updated Tesla stock price target, and I will post it on X. So if you want to see it, you will definitely want to follow me. So make sure to click on the link down below in the description or in the pinned comment, and make sure that you follow me. I would like to be at 2,000 followers. That would be nice. So if you would like to show support for me, and if you do like my videos, and if you like to show your appreciation, please follow me on X. There's a link down below. Go ahead and do that right now. And I will see you very soon in the next video, probably on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching.